Odie, it's good. You're fine. I'm hitting record.
Fine.
It's okay. Odie, I wrote you a poem.
I love low-key love poetry.
Great.
Yeah.
It goes like this.
Lay it on me.
Roses are red.
Classic.
Marigold is the buttercup.
Okay.
It's been 3 fucking weeks. What the fuck is up?
Kevin,
do you like my poem for you?
Allow me to respond with a haiku.
Oh, hit me, please.
Not much. You?
Wow.
That was part of it because I said allow me to respond with a haiku. Not much. You?
That's not a full haiku, but okay.
It's pretty good, though.
It's not, though, because
I don't know what a haiku is. I'm going to be honest with you.
You don't, actually. Here, I'll give you a haiku story real quick. I think you'll appreciate this. So one of my coworkers, we're doing drywall, and we're redoing, like, we're not redoing. We're, like, revamping an entire, like, 2 floors of a huge building downtown right now. And while we're putting up the drywall, on the backside, in like a crevice that you can access if you were to like break into it after we like
crevasse
build all this stuff, right? Like it's gonna be behind a couple water heater closets. He wrote a haiku.
Oh, really?
On the backside of the drywall. Yeah, you know, like a little Easter egg for real life.
Yeah.
And the haiku is, you're in her DMs. I'm inside of her walls, right? I am inside of her. Yeah, okay. I got to get the rhyme scheme right because it's 575. Okay. It's 575, I think. So it's you're in her DMs. I'm inside of her. Hold on. I'm just going to look it up. I'm failing at this.
Nice. Well, while you look that up, allow me to share another poem for you.
Hit me.
This one is a classic, and I think everybody can appreciate it. Roses are red. Kevin is blue. Sometimes I think he smells like poo, but don't judge him because it's not his fault. He doesn't have a shower. Kevin, you stink.
That's a bad poem. I don't approve of that poem, actually.
Do you like, what about if, poetry is not my strong suit. I like poems, but I don't think I can write poems. And I can see the wheels turning in your head on trying to make sure this haiku is accurate.
You're in her DMs. I am inside of her walls. Help! Please send help. I'm trapped.
All that for that.
Is
that worth all the silence and Googling?
No, I was trying. No. I thought I had it more confidently because I read it and laughed out loud. Look, here's the funny.
Speaking of confidence, I have a question for you. Okay. This is actually great. Let me segue off your bit.
Speaking of your failed confidence, I have questions for you, sir. Yeah, hit me.
Okay, I want to pose you this question, and I think it's important. And
please do. I don't think I have a choice at this point.
You do.
Okay.
You always have a choice. Kevin,
I got asked
Kevin,
so
look
many
at me.
questions.
Kevin, you always have a choice.
Oh, thanks.
All right?
All right.
What do you think the difference is, in your own words, between confidence and ego? In your words. Not like the definition textbook-wise, not like the dictionary, but like to you, what's the difference between confidence and ego?
To ask me to then give the difference without citing my knowledge of the definitions thereof. You basically said, hey, Kevin, forget the things that you factually know about these two things. How do you feel about these two words?
Yeah, exactly.
Which is infuriating.
A vibe. Let's go
what's what's the vibe difference of ego and confidence? Confidence to me is confidence is an action, right? Confidence is an active thing, like you participate with. Ego is a passive thing, right? So like the difference between the two is the biggest difference between the two. Ego is passive. Ego exists, like it's just something that develops inside of you as you're growing up. It's not just self-awareness, not just self-preservation, but it's like the concept of your own consciousness and how you interact with the world. Confidence is a projection that can come from within the ego when needed in order to propel you past uncertainty. How did I do?
Yeah. I like that because
Thanks.
the way I describe it, right? And I use an example
Yeah.
is I'll take job for instance, right?
Job.
Yeah, I'll
Just
take job.
I'll take job.
I'll take
Okay.
job for 500, Alex.
Okay. Go ahead. Take job.
I am confident that when I go to work,
Okay.
I'm confident that I'll do my job right.
Yeah.
That I won't have any issues.
Yep.
And that I'll be able to like handle any of the things that come at me because I'm confident in my skills at my job. Right?
Okay.
Ego is if I go into my job and I go, nobody can do what I do. Nobody can do my job the way I do. I'm the best at this. You know, like it's
That's okay. That's overconfidence. Like
That's
I think
ego.
you're misnomering the ego. The ego is a tripart of your entire consciousness, Odie. Like it's not just the negative thing that like so what you're doing is you're taking the colloquialized negative perspective that's been placed upon the idea of ego because that's what we use to summarize when someone's being overconfident and sometimes oppressive, right? But like really you have three parts, right? You got the id, the ego, and the superego. And so now I'm going to get into the fucking definitions for you. But like cuz I'm confident that I know this shit.
Well, are you a living planet? Because that's the only ego I like.
Wow, all right.
Marvel joke.
Fucking thanks, Kurt Russell, right?
Yeah, Kurt Russell.
Okay. You know what? You don't deserve my knowledge. Fucking start the podcast.
I deserve your knowledge.
All right, cool. You got the id, the ego,
No,
and the
play the
super.
music.
Oh, I
Yeah,
got
play
it.
the music. Nah, change mine.
Welcome back to another episode of the
you ready to clap?
podcast. I am not ready to clap yet. My name is Kevin Miner, your Capitan and Papi Todo Siempre. He, him. With me as always is.
It's been a couple weeks. Can you remind me who I am?
Yes, your ego can remind you who you are. Why don't you reach inside of that thing?
Then I am the best co-host
That's not
that you've
how that
ever
works.
seen. It could be. You don't know. You don't know me. What's up,
You're right, I
bitches?
don't.
It's Odie Matthews,
There it is.
the chef, cooking up that content that I'm gonna shove down your throat whether you want it or not. He. I'm gonna keep that thing up all year.
What's up, bitches?
Yeah.
That's great. I love
I
that.
forget where it started this year, but I know it started this year.
What is it? Drink rat piss.
Drink rat piss.
My energy drink, right?
Yeah. Your furry
cool.
costume.
Odie, you went to a wedding, right?
Yeah, like a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, and then and I recorded an episode, and then we both had crazy weeks.
It's been crazy.
It's been
Crazy
crazy. Oh my god. But like, because I'm doing 2 shows.
More shows.
Good old 2-show Kev.
And playing on a mountain.
And playing on a mountain. And,
Which is
yeah,
dope. Like,
that is pretty cool.
Let's be honest. That's
It's
pretty
a
sick.
cool gig. Like,
Yeah.
So, like, the emo cover band gets booked for a gig, playing a couple shows. And, like, on top of that, just kind of, like, living life. I might go down to the city today. I'll talk about that in my jam. Just been busy. And so last week, I was like, you were like, do you need a break? And I was like, that would be great, actually. Thank you. And then you were like, I'll record an episode. And then you did. And then it got deleted by Donald Trump himself. He was so offended.
He was.
by a solo episode of the non-binary representative of this podcast. He actually came out and made a public statement against it. He called it DEI. He fucking deleted it.
It was a great
He showed
episode.
up at your place.
I met the president.
And he made you watch him delete it while J.D. Vance
He said,
sat
"Give
in
me
the
your
cuck
laptop."
chair in the corner. J.D. Vance brought his traveling cuck chair and watched Donald
It's very
Trump delete
small.
non-binary
His cuck chair,
content.
it looks like it belongs to like a kindergarten table. I was surprised how small the chair was, and there was spikes on it. It's weird. Donald Trump said, "Give me your laptop. I'm going to delete it. I've got to delete it."
A lot of people are saying this is a bad episode.
It was a great episode. It was 6 hours long, and
I
it was
thought
me.
it was going to be great. Yeah.
I was dissecting the writing and influence that the Fast and the Furious and Transformers franchise has had on Hollywood and why it's a positive thing. I argued for the positive.
Wow.
And it was great. I really dissected like lines from the script and scenes and blocking, and I had to delete it.
That could have brought world peace. Who knew? Who knows?
It probably would.
We'll never
It
know.
would have solved every problem.
We'll
but
never
what really
know.
happened is I got a migraine so bad on the day I was going to record that I threw up twice. So it didn't really happen.
That's way worse.
Yeah.
That's
the older
actually,
I get, the worse they get.
You named Donald Trump migraine? Like that's what you refer
that's what
to
I
him
call him.
as now? Oh,
Yeah.
great.
Pretty much.
So anyway, it's been a couple weeks. We're back though.
We're back, baby.
Hold on, I gotta slam something louder. We're back though.
That was loud.
We saw Project Hail Mary. Literally like less than
God.
8 hours ago.
I got out of my theater at the time of recording right now. I got out of my theater 7 hours and 15 minutes ago.
I
which is
did
fucking
not
bananas.
look at the time of that movie.
Me
I
either.
Did not, and and here's a funny thing. I was thinking of Christopher Lord and what's the guy's Christopher Lord?
Phil Miller
Phil
and Chris
Miller.
Lord. No, Chris
Phil-
Miller and Phil Lord.
Yeah,
Wait.
whatever.
Whatever.
Lord Miller.
One of them.
I'm looking at Lord Miller and I'm like, they made the Spider-Verse movies. The second one's a little long, not too crazy though. Lego
And
movies,
Jump Streets.
pretty short. Jump Street movies, they're tight, right?
And they're good.
Lego movie, what else? Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, it's tight. And I was like, okay, cool. And I just kind of went in because I was like, whatever. Like it's about Ryan Gosling looking good and meeting an alien, right?
So good. Looking so good.
He's looking great, even with the ratty hair and the beard.
Mhm.
We'll get into it. But like, I almost fell asleep twice in this movie,
I was
not
like,
because
nodding.
it was bad.
No,
because
yeah.
I was just
'cause
like,
I'm tired.
I remember at one point being like, I didn't check my phone to see how long it bit, but I was like, we gotta be like an hour into this thing. Like we gotta be halfway. Like, and then like you think it's done, and then he starts
Same.
rerouting, and you're like, there's no way. They're like, why?
Can I
yeah.
drop a little bit of sizzle real quick?
Yeah, go
though?
ahead. Drop some sizzle.
This might be my favorite movie of the year so far.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay,
I'll get
I can
into
see
it.
that actually though.
I'll get
Favorite
into it.
movie of the year? What was the
Here's
first good movie we saw this
28
year?
years later, The Bone Temple.
That's my favorite so far. That actually beats this.
This and that are easily the best of the year. But here's what I want to say.
Look, man, nothing is
well-
going to beat Ralph Fiennes singing
For real.
The Number
Yeah,
of the
that's true.
Beast. Like, just jumping. Basically, just doing like a live lip sync performance of The Number of the Beast
So
by I can't remember the band. My brain's fried. Iron
Yeah, me
Maiden.
too.
Iron Maiden. Yeah. Anyway, so
'Cause, I
okay,
mean-
might be your favorite movie. Cool. All right.
I stopped writing down the movies I've seen this year, but I mean, anyways, let's do news first because I have so many thoughts about Project Hail Mary.
Let's do the
mainly
news.
Because I really want to talk about the
Let's
Greg
get through it.
Fraser.
Let's do
aspect.
it. We'll do quick news. Quick news.
Quick news.
Do it quick.
Quick news.
We're doing it quick.
Quick news.
Yeah, baby. It's the UnPop news coming at you fresh and hot from the command deck of the SS Marlon Brando. Let's see what this week had in store.
Here we go. Are you ready for this?
I'm ready for this.
Conan the Barbarian.
Okay.
What comes to mind? What are your thoughts when I say Conan the Barbarian?
I think somebody scrambled to get this together because He-Man's coming out. That's what I think. Immediately, that's my thought.
So we're gonna get King Conan with Arnold Schwarzenegger returning, and
King Conan.
they've been wanting to do this for a while, and it's gonna be Christopher McQuarrie who did the Mission Impossible movies. I think he did the last 3 with Tom Cruise. And yeah, so I think this is like a pivot from, He-Man's coming out. Let's do, Arnold Schwarzenegger doesn't have much time left because he's like fucking 85 or something.
Yeah, I know.
So
He's up there.
I don't think Conan is very good, so I don't really care.
Loved the movie as a kid. Was absolutely in awe of the giant muscular man and the team that he assembled. Loved it. If you had me watch it now, I'd probably laugh the whole time.
Well, see,
I'd probably
I
be like,
watched it for the
"You
first time
can't be
as an
serious."
adult, and it
Oh,
does
yeah.
not hold up. Yeah, it
No.
does not hold up.
No, and like I don't need to go back and watch it. I don't need to be in awe
No.
of it ever again. Like it was good. It served its purpose. Like Cool. Great.
Yeah.
You know, like, we don't harp on it a lot, and we could a lot more is where I'm going with this. Like, fucking just write a new character. Like, you don't
100%.
like. I don't think anybody realizes how easy it is to just come up with another name and like not have Conan and like. And this is something I'll also get into a little bit more in this podcast. Like, I'm also really sick of all the same names every year. Like, I'm really, really, really like just, and not because they're bad actors or actresses, but I really feel like specifically the last like 2 to 3 years, I've seen all the same. So it's like,
Yeah.
I
100%.
it's like I'm almost watching like the celebrities for like mid to late millennials just like have a death grip on pop culture, and I'm like, guys, let go. We can all let go. It's okay. Like, bring in a couple kids who maybe learned the word bussin' on the school bus, and like that's fine. We need new culture. I need some younger actors. I don't care if it's different than what I'm expecting. Like, just give me something different. I think that's and actually I'll get into it now. I think that's why I'm so excited for Shogun. And part of I was actually thinking about this like last night as I was like laying down. I was like, wow, it's a lot of the same actors and actresses and things. And I was like, I think that's part of the reason I love Shogun so much is it's like so refreshing, and none of them are in like 50 billion blockbuster projects every year. You know, like none of them are part of like the streaming wars combative list of actors that you hire for namesake. You know?
Yeah. That's how I feel about One Piece season 2. I feel like
it's amazing.
There's
so
big
refreshing.
Names. Like there's a couple big names that pop up.
Yeah,
but they're
like whatever.
In an episode, but like in an episode or two, right? But like the
Yeah.
core cast, like Luffy and all of them, like they're relatively unknown.
Gabriel
You know?
Dueña, yeah.
So
Taz
I agree
Skyler.
with you. Oh, I love Taz Skyler.
Makenyu.
His interviews are so fucking funny.
Everybody in that cast is amazing.
Emily Rudd.
Emily
they're all
Rudd
great.
is phenomenal.
I'm going to talk about One Piece in my jam for sure.
Yeah, okay, we'll get there.
But anyways, so yeah, Conan, look, I agree with you. I think it's time for more new original ideas. And look, I don't want to be that person that's like, oh,
just change the name. It doesn't even have to be that original. It's a big guy in a loincloth. Like, how hard is it to reskin that? Video games have been doing this successfully for decades.
So true. I mean, Call of Duty, reskin it every time, baby. But you know, like, I don't want to be the person that's like, oh, it's so easy to just write a new story, because I'm not a screenwriter. I'm not a writer that writes movies, right? Like, I'm a person who has wrote a D&D campaign that is mostly just bullet points of I want to do this, I want to do this. You know what I mean? Like,
you're doing One Piece / Pirates of the Caribbean as a D&D campaign. Yeah.
Well, sort of, but it's more
Classic
Percy
DM.
Jackson. It's more Percy
sort
Jackson.
of.
It's more Percy Jackson, if I'm being told.
Oh, okay. All right.
Because I love Greek gods, man.
I love that for you.
So yeah, I don't know. I don't care about Conan. I don't really like Arnold Schwarzenegger that much. He said some really crook stuff lately, so I don't need to see him as old Terminator. I don't need to see him as old Conan. I don't need to see him as old anything. Like, let's mention this here real quick. Rest in peace to the legend Chuck Norris. Passed away.
Oh yeah.
86 years old. 86? Yeah, I think he was 86.
Yep.
I didn't write this down because I wasn't going to bring it up. But one of the things I'm going to say about this is out of curiosity, I looked up what Chuck Norris's last movie was, and I put it on. It has a 2.6 rating on IMDb.
That's horrible.
And it's on Hulu, so I just like skipped 30 minutes in because I wasn't actually going to watch it, but I wanted to see.
Yeah.
It's bad. So bad. Looks awful. And I think we've reached a point where, and Bruce Willis retired
Do you think casting elderly actors in bad movies counts as elderly abuse?
Yes, 100%. Especially when it ruins their reputation.
I think there's like a bunch of lawsuits that just need to happen. And you know actually who would probably get like a class action slapped against them is Sly Stone. For sure.
Okay, so that's literally who I was about to say. Like, Bruce Willis, Sly Stone, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Chuck Norris, Al Pacino, all of these older guys, like, I don't want to see them be an action hero anymore.
I want to see Robert De Niro sue the guys who wrote the, like, original gangster movie.
It's just so weird to see an old guy, like, holding a machine gun and, like, it's like, dude, you look like you're about to fucking fall over because you didn't drink enough prune juice. Like, I don't know.
Oh my God.
Anyways, So don't really care about Conan. Okay, next piece of news though. This one I'm
the recoil on that alone would give you arthritis, dude.
Dude, your
Why
shoulder
are
would
you
be
doing that?
It's so good. Every time he pulls the trigger, ow, ow, ow.
No. He rubs that the rheumatoid arthritis lotion on his hands and goes to pick up the gun. It's slipping everywhere. One of the guys. We're gonna get to the point. Sly Stone's just gonna come out with a walker with like Gatling guns on the side of it. You know.
Speaking of walkers with Gatling guns on the side,
hit it.
That's one of the running jokes with Fast and the Furious, and my next bit of news is about Fast and the Furious.
I love that. Can't wait.
Okay, so this
when does Vin Diesel become corn fuel? Like
corn fuel. Okay, so I only put this
Vin
piece of news
unleaded.
in. I put this news in so we could. I see your joke. I see it. I got it. Late to the game, guys, but I got it. Don't worry, I'm here.
Also, none of the cars he drives require diesel fuel.
No, he drives a truck at one point.
Okay.
And a tank.
Well, at one point.
And a tank. So,
All right. At one, but yeah. Okay.
And a couple
2
military
cars.
vehicles.
All right, 4 cars. 4 cars.
Yeah, 4 cars across 10 movies. That's good. That's real good. But okay, so I put this piece of news in so we can kind of like not poke fun, but like this is something to like kind of laugh at because I find this funny.
Okay.
So let me give you a little bit of history.
Hit me.
Fast X came out in 2023.
Yeah, it did.
And right before
it's
like
2026.
It's 2026.
We're still waiting for the cliffhanger to finish.
I believe it was it was either like 2 to 8 months before Fast X came out. I know it's like a big window, but I don't remember exactly. Vin Diesel was going on around social media being like, I turned in the scripts for Fast X and Fast 11, and the studio loved it so much that they wanted to greenlight a third. Like, do you remember this whole thing where he was like, they loved both scripts and everything? Okay, so
I think he was having a manic episode, really.
I think he
like,
was
I think we were watching,
I think he might have.
We were watching a rich male celebrity have a manic episode in public with cameras on him the whole time, and no one stepped in to go, hey, Vin. Come here for a second.
Oh,
let's just talk over to the side. Yeah, right. He would have done that, and they would have been like, calm down. Come here.
He's just like speaking in ooze.
I'm Groot. Okay.
I am Vin Diesel.
I'm
Diesel. Okay. Now, when Vin Diesel says, I turned in the script for Fast 10 and Fast 11, right? That would imply that there was a script already for Fast 11, right?
Yeah.
Well, Fast Forever, which we talked about a little while ago, is the name of the final Fast and the Furious movie. It's called Fast Forever.
Which is the next one that comes out.
It should have already come out by now, apparently.
Okay.
It was supposed to come out in like 2024,
and
then it was 2025.
That's the sequel to Fast X. Yes,
Fast Forever. And the finale to the franchise that's been going since 2001.
So the studio didn't really want 2 extra movies.
I don't think so, because they brought in a new writer to rewrite. Or not to rewrite, I'm sorry, to write the movie Fast Forever, which means it hasn't even been written. But I want to tell you what this guy's
writing. It's been written and they're retconning it completely.
I would say it's that, but this is what the guy that they brought in has written so far. And tell me what you think of this
Wait, they're just telling
resume.
us what he's written so far?
Well, I looked him up.
I thought you were about to tell us what's been done so far for the script.
Oh, no.
Fast Forever.
It opens up.
I was like, what?
Back in the first Fast and the Furious, everything after that was a dream.
Oh my God.
This guy has written the Assassin's Creed movie with Michael Fassbender.
Bad.
Now You Three Me.
Bad.
And we've only seen one of these, but both of the Hunger Game prequels, the second one is not out yet. But the Songbirds of Snakes and Trees, or whatever.
The first one could have been good, but it's got a lot of failing points. All right.
That's the one with Rachel Zegler and everything.
Not a great track record.
Personally, didn't love it. And this guy's coming in to rewrite or write from scratch. I don't think there was ever a script for Fast 11, personally. I think Vin Diesel just said that. And the studio was like, we don't have
That's a wild thing to... You know what that is? Here's what we're actually watching. We're watching Vin Diesel like stranglehold a studio into greenlighting a project they didn't want. Like by going, I wrote a script. It was so good they wanted to. You know what he did? He fucking Donald Trump them.
Oh, he did. 100%. And like
You just straight up con manned an entire studio. They're like, did anybody say that they wanted that? Like,
and everyone's like, can we say no to him?
I don't know.
I don't think we can.
Is that illegal?
I remember when Fast X came out and I saw it in theaters. That movie is one of the lowest grossing of the franchise, which is hilarious.
Oh yeah.
But I just wanted to bring that up because I thought it was kind of funny that, Vin Diesel had said all this stuff about these scripts were so amazing and the studio loved them. And it's like, well, actually, we're rewriting 11 and we haven't even started writing it yet. And it's 3 years past the last one.
The one thing I will always love is the few times I have been credited on any sort of film, be it for music or like original story or whatever. I have always taken the pen name Mark Sinclair, which is Vin Diesel's real name. Because he's not using it. So
somebody's got it.
Anytime somebody's like, hey, what do you want for your name in the credits for this thing? And I'm like, Mark Sinclair. And I genuinely hope at someday, I don't care how old we are, I genuinely hope someday Vin Diesel comes up to me and is like, Mark Sinclair. And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, that's my name. And I go, it's not mine.
It's not mine.
I just want to have that moment where I'm like, it's not mine.
Speaking of not yours.
Not mine.
And speaking of writing.
Okay.
Game of Thrones. One of your favorite franchises.
I love A Song of Ice and Fire, yes.
Yes. And you also...
I finished reading the books in 2013.
Oh, well, they're still waiting on the last one.
We're waiting on two. We're waiting on two.
Well, he's busy, all right? He's
got Knight of the Seven Kingdoms now.
And House of the Dragon.
Somehow I'm okay with this. Dude, I don't know why. I'm just
Knight of the Seven Kingdoms I've been recommending that to everybody.
It's so good.
It's so good.
And you don't have to watch Game of Thrones. I think, you know what, George R.R. Martin is gaslighting us into believing there never were two other books.
I don't know.
He's going to be like, there never were two other books. That's where it ends. It ends on the fifth one or whatever. Oh my God.
But you also are a big fan of Andor, right?
Love Andor.
So what if I told you that the writers of Andor were going to write a Game of Thrones movie?
I'm in, 100%.
Well, then, baby, I got good news for you.
Good. This is, you know what?
Do it.
This is the best news of 2026 so far. I'm
standing up.
I'm standing up. This is the best news of 20. Yeah, dude, how many weeks, Odie, has it been nothing but bad news?
I say, remember that week it was all bad news?
Remember that week we both had to lay down at one point because the news was so bad.
I remember going into that episode.
Good news of 2026.
I think it was the last episode we recorded where it was just nothing but bad news.
It was horrible.
It was awful. But yeah, we don't have a lot of information on this, but obviously I think this is great just because obviously Andor, fantastic.
Yeah.
Game of Thrones, a lot of potential there. So that's cool. I like that news. Just wanted to throw that out there. Some of this is a little old, everybody, just a heads up. But we haven't been around for a couple weeks, so it's a smorgasbord. You're also a big fan of Tinkerbell, right?
No.
Yeah, so you're excited for the
I'm
Tinkerbell
a fan of
live action
Tinkerbell
show?
for any little girl who loves Tinkerbell. You know what? Hold on. For any person who loves Tinkerbell, go ahead. Get on it.
Well, I just wrote down Kevin's super excited about Tinkerbell live action TV show.
Nope.
Okay, skip it. Dune trailer.
Hey! There we go.
Dune Part 3.
Can I just do that all the time? Can I just say nope when you give me news I don't like? Can I just
Of course.
Nope? And then you'll move on to something that I like?
Dude, it's in your contract.
Oh, great.
It's in
Where's
fine
my
print
contract?
It's in fine print on page 11.3c.
Oh, okay.
Section 4.
Shit.
Subsection B. Subsection ZZ.
Oh, do you have something to admit? I can't read.
I know.
I can't.
That's why I put it in there.
All right.
But yeah, Dune Part 3, Timothée Chalamet, Zendaya, Anya Taylor-Joy,
Yes.
Florence Pugh,
We're
Jason
back.
Momoa.
Arrakis is Bacchus.
You know who's not back for this? And I gotta say this up top because it's the thing that I'm probably most disappointed about.
Christopher Walken.
No.
He got blown up, bro.
Well, yeah, I was there. I saw that. No, Denis Villeneuve is back.
Yeah.
But the cinematographer
Greg Fraser.
Is Linus Sandrin. It's not Greg Fraser for this
one.
one.
Well, because everybody saw what Greg Fraser was doing and then recruited him to do fucking Project Hail Mary and shit.
Yeah, 100%.
like basically everybody watched it and they were like, "Wow, Villeneuve's Dune more like Fraser's Dune." Like
I mean, the dude. I'll talk about him more when we get to Project Hail Mary.
Yeah. He's so good. He's so good.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, that's the only thing I'm a little disappointed about for Dune Part 3. But otherwise, this looks fucking good.
I think, you know what, though? Like, honestly, I think Greg Fraser had enough of a template that, like, it doesn't matter who comes in as long as they're super professional, can continue with the vision and keep it cohesive so that the look is the same. Perfect. Like, yeah, that's all we need. You know, we don't need Greg Fraser to do what Greg Fraser did over the course of 2 movies already. We need someone to make sure that stays consistent.
And that's the same thing that happened with the movie The Creator. Yeah. Greg Fraser was originally supposed to be the cinematographer. Production, like, I think it had a delayed start. And so he set everything up and brought in somebody else to take his place. But, like, he had worked with that person, and then he went off to shoot.
And the cinematography was still the best part of that movie.
Oh, easily.
Yeah.
But, yeah, Dune Part 3, look, I don't know a lot about the books. I'm definitely going to rewatch Dune Part 1 and Part 2. I know that Timothée Chalamet is like a bad guy in this one.
Oh, you didn't see that coming?
No,
the last one? You didn't see him manipulating masses of people into believing he's literally the savior of the universe?
But he is, right? That's like real?
I'm
that
genuinely...
moment. Wait, hang on. That moment is why I wish we were a video podcast, because the look on your face that you just gave me was so fucking perfect.
I have a lot of looks that we're really robbing our audience of the looks. I am genuinely excited to see the reactions of people who have only consumed the first 2 Dune movies with no social theory context, with no philosophical context, with no literary context. Like, no. You have some from me.
Yeah.
I've imparted this on you. I did a deep dive when the first one came out. Like, you know what's coming, right?
Yeah.
There are people... Many people who still don't, like, they literally left the movie theater, got on TikTok, watched a thing, and, like, mind blanked it, right? Like, they basically, remember the memory erasers from fucking Men in Black?
Men in Black?
Yeah, they hit themselves with that, you know? And, like, they, like, open up their phone and, like,
yep.
And so they're going to come back in, and they're going to be like, wait, what? Whoa, wait, what's going on? Like, I'm genuinely excited for those reactions. Even though I don't normally read content or comment sections, I feel like I'm going to. Like, when this comes out, just to, like, peruse for the people who are like, I can't. Hey, dare I say, there is a select subgroup of people whose complaint I can readily predict before it comes out. Ready? I'm going to put my hands on my temples and I'm going to say, they're going to call it woke. They're going to say it's so woke.
Because
because they're
do
fucking
stuff.
in a cult and they're pre-programmed to respond to shit that way. Keep going.
Well, here's my thing that I'm most excited about, I think, for Dune Part 3. And I say this because Dune Part 1 and Part 2 didn't need this, but I'm excited that we're getting this, and it's action. I love me.
I thought you were going to say Robert Pattinson.
Oh, well, that too, dude. Like that. You mean Sting, the Sting cosplay?
Robert Pattinson looking like Sting as Fade Rotha in the original Dune, yes. Very confusing when I first saw it. I was like,
yeah.
What? We already have Fade Rotha. It's Austin Butler
dead.
now.
Yeah, he's gone. I love me some good sci-fi action. And I think that the action in this looks just... It's gritty, and it's futuristic, and that's a great combo.
We've spent 2 movies doing like action in between, like the political
little
thriller stuff, but then also like people keep saying war is coming, you know, like Paul Atreides has said war is coming like a dozen times, and I feel like if it didn't in the 3rd one, even I would probably be like, well, that wasn't as good as it should have been. You know?
Yeah. And I know Denis Villeneuve can do action pieces like that, so I'm fucking I love Denis Villeneuve.
I'm hoping this also makes up for all of our boy Timothée Chalamet's losses at the Oscars. Sorry, buddy.
I mean, I'm glad Michael B. Jordan won for Sinners, if I'm being honest.
He came out and said that opera, like, nobody cares about opera, and... I don't. Okay, this is like this is news within the news. I'm doing Inception.
Do it.
It's hi. I'm here. It's me. I'm Leonardo DiCaprio. I'm going to incept your news. So, Timothy Chalamet was in an interview, and I believe Matthew McConaughey was in the interview, and they like Timothy Chalamet started making these comments about opera. Matthew McConaughey actually donates to some of the biggest opera programs in the world, and
That's
like,
so funny.
and like is like right next to him, like doing. Cut it off, man. Don't fucking don't say
do
it.
Don't
Like
do it.
Timothy, he stood. Here's the respect I'll give him. He stood on his business,
his
but
ground.
also fuck you, dude. I love the fine arts.
Oh, I agree. Like again, the Oscars, look, I'm glad one battle after another won. I'm glad Paul Thomas Anderson won. I'm glad Michael B. Jordan won.
Sinners, Ryan
I'm
Coogler.
glad F1 got the sound design, which I think is a perfect one for that. I think that's
Yeah.
the only Oscar it should have gotten.
Yeah,
like
they literally.
yeah, like look, no, granted, my favorite movie of last year by a long shot, but I don't think it was the best movie of the year for Oscars and stuff.
Exactly.
Like one battle after another was the one that I was like, that needs to win. That was my Oscar pick. But anyways, I was gonna say something else about that.
Dune. We're talking about Dune.
Wait, we were you mentioned I mentioned Denis Villeneuve when I was in Florida. My friend Jeff, shout out Jeff.
So that's Denis Villeneuve right there.
He asked me a question. He's a big nerd. Loves D&D, loves Fallout, loves Game of Thrones, loves Star Wars, and he asked me big movie
He's our
fan.
people. He's our people. He's probably listening right now. Shout out, Jeff. Shout out to you, buddy.
I didn't tell any of my friends in Florida about this.
Tell him now because I just shouted him out.
Give me the
I want him to
timestamp
hear
of
his
this.
name. Jeff, we're here for you. Jeff, you
Uh,
know what? This episode's dedicated to Jeff.
This episode is dedicated to Jeff because he's a good dude. I like him a lot.
Now we're
He's
going to have
cool.
to dedicate episodes to people. Why
Let's do it.
Right.
But he asked me a great question. He said, it was originally, what 3 actors will you always go see in movies? And I said, well, can I pick directors?
good
I said, can I pick
question.
directors? I was like, 'cause
yeah,
I'm more of
good
a director
answer.
person. And so I wanted to give you my 3, and I was curious what your 3 were, because my 3 were
Your 3 directors that you would always go
Directors.
see. Okay.
Christopher Nolan,
Okay.
Denis Villeneuve,
Yep.
Ryan Johnson.
Okay.
I don't care what they make. I will always go see their stuff.
Mine are very similar, but I don't want to give the same answer. So, I think Ryan Johnson, everybody knows, is like, that's a write-off. Like, that's an automatic for me. I shouldn't answer that as my top. 3 directors that I will always go see. I think Wes Anderson, for sure.
Yep. He would be on my list for sure.
Yep, Denis Villeneuve.
Oh, easily.
That's
Fucking
our
good.
boy.
I'm watching Blade Runner 2049 after this podcast.
And
I'm not even kidding.
Specifically because of the way that his movies make me think Ari Aster every time.
Oh, good
Every
one.
time.
There's
like,
a lot of directors.
Ari Aster has continually surprised me as a director in a way that other directors have not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with that. That's
Thank
another
you.
great one.
Thank you.
And on that note, let's move to the next
Bit of news. Bit of news.
Yeah, look, I mean, Dune Part 3, I don't have much to say about it because it looks good. I'm
I
excited.
have so much to say, and I'm going to shut up now.
Okay. Then let's talk about Spider-Man. It's a brand new day, Kevin.
It is a brand new day. He's got no friends.
He's got no friends.
And you know what? Somehow this feels like the most authentic Spider-Man yet.
Well, I saw this really funny meme that it was like the panels and it was like people that were like looking like upset in the audience, and it was like Spider-Man when he has all his tech and has friends and has a love life and has Aunt May and everyone's like sad, and then the next panel was like Spider-Man when he's broke, sad, and doesn't know what to do, and everyone's like cheering.
We
It's
love
like,
it.
Yeah, that's
our
what
Spider-Man.
is. This looks fine.
Okay.
I gotta be honest.
Oh, you're not pumped for your boy? What's his name?
John Berthnell.
Yeah, you're not pumped.
I mean,
for John Bernthal.
I'm pumped, but I'll be honest. Like,
Yeah.
I don't really understand. And this is kind of a good thing, I think. I'm not as hyped as I thought I would be because the trailer doesn't. I don't really know. All I really know is that something's going on with his genes and they're mutating. The Punisher's there, the Hulk is there, and a bunch of villains are there.
I have no idea what's going on with.
Like, what's this about?
Is he fighting samurai at the end of that? Like in the air?
That looks like the
is that
hand
Crouching
from the
Tiger, Hidden Dragon stuff going
It's the
on?
hand from the Daredevil shows.
Okay, great.
Maybe. I think.
I don't know.
But Scorpion's there. So, but look, and I think this is a good
Scorpion
thing. Like,
looks good.
Scorpion looks real good.
Scorpion looks real good. I genuinely, here's what I hope. I hope that this is a good roller coaster ride that we say is a good movie. Period. That's all I hope.
Yeah, I think this has the potential to be one of the better Marvel movies in the last couple of years.
Sad.
The director
but true.
is Daniel Destin Cretton, who did
Oh,
Shang-Chi.
Yes. Good.
So I think the martial arts in this will be really good. I mean,
Yep.
I'm excited to see the Punisher on big screen. Like, I think that's going to be a great dynamic. Just from the scene of him kicking him out of the van and being like, "Go home!" Like, I like that.
Yep.
I like that I don't know what this is about, and I'm personally going to avoid every other trailer for it moving forward because I want to be as surprised as possible.
I like that we're going to get the Punisher Spider-Man dynamic properly because that is their dynamic in the comics. Yeah. That is their dynamic in the old TV show was like the Punisher shows up and basically is like, I'm going to catch people and kill people. And Spider-Man's like, whoa, what was the second part?
Like, wait, back up?
Yeah. He's like, how about no? How about we don't do that? I don't like that.
I can just web him,
feel
Frank.
good about Spider-Man is very much like a vibes superhero, and killing is just not his vibe, you know? Like, it's not a Batman, like, this is my rule. He's just like, I don't like the vibe of that, actually, Mr. Punisher.
It's also because he's like 16 usually, so he's like, I don't want to kill people.
Yeah, I do think we're also in danger of the Punisher becoming too quippy. Like, every scene, anytime there's a preview, it's always him delivering a one-liner now, and I'm like, okay, what are we doing here, guys?
Yeah, I mean, that's the on-screen, like, the big screen persona of him. I feel like he's not that way in the shows, but we'll see when he gets his, like,
he's
special...
kind of that way in the comics. I mean, look, the Punisher was an answer to, like, vigilante comics, but they wanted to make it more gritty, and this is, like, 70s, 80s, 90s. Like, we're looking at, like, answering those action heroes with a grittier guy with a skull on his shirt, which eventually, unfortunately, became, like, a symbol for, like, thin blue line supporters or whatever.
Even though he hates cops.
He hates cops. But, like, really, he's, like, here's how I think of him is I think of him as, like, Jean-Claude Van Damme with, like, a bad attitude who doesn't care if he, like, murders someone.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's good.
Yeah.
Other things in this trailer that I thought were cool. It's nice to see Mark Ruffalo. He's still got the same device that he's had on his arm. He had in She-Hulk and the Shang-Chi post-credit scene. It stops him from hulking out. You can see that in one of the clips. I thought that was nice. I like that. I like that it seems a part of this story is him as Peter Parker trying to figure out how to get past MJ and Ned.
Yeah.
But having to still be Spider-Man. I like that aspect.
I think they're shoehorning in the gene mutation so that we can bring in the X-Men too, by the way. Like,
this is definitely a mutant thing.
Yeah, there's been so much X-Men talk, and like as soon as like they said specifically gene mutation, I was like, oh.
Yeah,
I'm making a face again.
I also thought that this might be like a funny way. I think this is a funny way to tie it back to a moment in the last Spider-Man movie when Tobey Maguire is like, "Oh, it just comes out," and they're like, "You just have web in your body. I have to make mine. That's weird." You know, like I feel like it's kind of referencing that a little bit too.
Yeah.
No, I think this looks. I mean, I think it looks good.
It looks fine.
I just don't know how hyped I am yet because, for one, it's a Marvel movie, and they haven't. The track record for those are. I mean,
it's been going down.
I liked Thunderbolts, but that's
I did not like
much.
Thunderbolts.
Yeah, and that's fair.
Yeah, I actually, dude, it took me like 3 sittings to get through that movie.
Yeah,
and there's good actors in it, but
like
it literally took me 3 sittings to get through. Here's the thing. These are meant for like preteens, teenagers, right? That's what these movies are meant for. So like maybe I'm just too mature for them, and that's fine. But like I did get through Thunderbolts, but like every single stop along the way in the movie, I was like, okay, got it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I think Spider-Man Brand New Day will be interesting. I'm excited because it's apparently going to lead into Doomsday, which would be nice because we have nothing leading into Doomsday as of right now.
I think I just need to have like kids so that like 6 years from now I can justify still watching these things. You know what I mean?
What am I gonna do?
That's what I need. Adopt, I guess.
Nope.
No. All right, fine. Well, Big Brothers Big Sisters program. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. Or just never grow up.
Go be a positive influence on some youths.
Oh man, I hate all these options.
Look, dude, I'm 39. Okay.
I know.
I got to figure this out. I can't be 45 going and watching Marvel movies by myself. All right.
Why not?
I can't because I can't. Because you know why, Odie? Because I don't like that image. Other people might be cool with that, and if that's for you, great. That's not for me.
I will be 45 still watching Marvel movies by myself.
I'm going to go through a whole Clint Eastwood era. I don't know.
Oh, God, please don't.
No, old Clint Eastwood when he was more racist, but we didn't know.
Oh God. Oh, no. One last thing about Marvel. and this is to tie us into Project Hail Mary.
Hit me.
Ryan Gosling
'Kay.
came out this week and said
Of
he's
the
had
closet.
he's married.
No, I'm kidding.
I'm upset he's married because that means I have no chance.
Odie wanted Ryan Gosling to come out of the closet.
I did, and then I would write him fan letters.
Sure you would.
I
would
he
too.
came out. He said he had a conversation with Marvel and Disney
Yeah.
about playing Ghost Rider, and he said,
Oh, okay, cool. I could see that.
It's complicated, but don't lose hope.
He's
and
finally the right age for that.
I think he would be a fucking fantastic Ghost Rider, and
yeah,
here's
because
why.
when he's the
I
flaming
think,
skull, you just alter his voice anyway. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it would be awesome to see Ryan Gosling interact with Nicolas Cage's Ghost Rider in Secret Wars. I think that would be so cool to see those two interact. That'd be awesome.
That would just be wild. Hear me out, Marvel. Think of the memes.
Oh my gosh, right?
Think of the memes, Marvel. That's as good as gold these days. You make a good meme, come on. That's
Yeah.
currency right there. That's cultural currency for you, Marvel. It's in your best memeified interest to do this.
And with that, I think it is time
To get into Project Hail Mary.
to wrap it up. Thank you, everybody, for listening to.
Oh,
wait,
okay.
Talk about
All right,
no,
we're
talk
done.
about Project Hail Mary.
Yeah.
Are we
we're
done?
Oh, yeah. Odie Matthews at the movies.
Oh, right. Okay.
Odie Matthews at the movies.
Odie, we saw Project Hail Mary 7 hours ago.
Woo.
Maybe 8.
Who
Was
knows?
it 8? I don't know.
It's
I
8
feel
now
like
for me.
It's I got out of the theater like between 8 and 9 hours ago. This movie I didn't have to have marinate a ton. I think we should jump into spoilers relatively quickly. The trailers gave away pretty much the whole plot of the movie, but let's do a speed run for you. Ryan Gosling, our favorite hot man in space.
He's a teacher.
He's a teacher. He's teaching 7th or 8th grade. Andy Weir said in an interview it's either 7th or 8th, and he forgot what he wrote in the book. And that's the author, by the way. This is a famous book by Andy Weir in which much of the science is actually very grounded, and that does come out in the movie. So Ryan Gosling, he's a teacher. He wrote a controversial essay on how you might not need hydrogen to have life. This lady comes along and she's like, hey, did you write this essay? And he's like, maybe. And she's like, cool, you're going to help us figure out how to stop the sun from being eaten.
And he's like, no, I have my bike to ride.
Little things, yeah. And he's like, no, I got to get out of here. And then like he's trying to run away, and they're like, no, this is Carl, and he's with you now.
Who's from The Bear, by the way.
Yeah, I fucking love it.
Loved it.
He's actually MVP of the movie for me.
Oh, for sure.
But so then they're solving the problem, and they think they've solved it, but it turns out we're going to have to send some people into space to actually solve the problem. They're going to have to go to Tau Ceti, which is a real fucking thing. And then there's an explosion, and that's also, I'm pretty sure, in the trailers. And they're like, actually, Ryan, you got to go. And we're going to send you with these 2 other guys, and you don't even know if they're going to survive or not, but you're gonna. And then he's in space, and they ruin the twist in the trailers because they show you that he meets a weird rock alien spider thing that he names Rocky. And then they try together to solve this issue where this thing called the astrophage is eating not just ours, but many suns.
Yeah.
Now,
that nails it.
Big
job.
loophole. Want to get it out of the way. Thank you, Andy Weir, for writing a grounded science novel. However, you have failed to listen. I hear you sighing, Odie. Listen, you have failed to address the larger problem at scale, which is that the co-reliant value of large galactic bodies and the heat with which they give off on one another has not been factored in. So basically they've decided we're going to save our 2 stars. However, the inevitable entropy and heat death of the universe at an accelerated rate still is not solved, because they would then have to, at an accelerated rate, continue to solve that problem for multiple stars. Otherwise, the vacuum created by the heat loss of the universe would speed up the inevitable entropy and heat death of the universe itself. So how much time have they actually bought for themselves? We don't know. Let's look at like the silver lining here. But the science still sets up a rule that makes my brain go, hold on though. We haven't actually achieved a victory. It's a small one. on the galactic scale of problem that you've created. Okay,
Oh,
I've gotten
sorry.
that off my chest.
I dozed off. What's up?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. When they show you the map of all the stars that are being eaten, my brain goes, okay, cool. I also have I'm not a scientist, okay?
No,
but
really?
But I have a problem with hyperfixating on things, as many of us in the modern age do. And one of the things I happened to hyperfixate on once was physics. Everybody loves Neil deGrasse Tyson, and sometimes Neil deGrasse Tyson leads you on to other physics scholars.
Absolutely.
And then all of a sudden, you're reading The Drunkard's Walk: How Randomness and Chaos Rule Our Lives by Leonard Mlodinow, who no one fucking knows. Anyway,
let's. I don't disagree with you because I saw the map and my first thought. No, because like I think you're right. I want to piggyback off what you said because my first thought when I saw the map was, well, if you solve your problem, like, and because
we're gonna solve the problem for 2 stars, basically.
Well, because
I'm like, movie says.
I know he's gonna meet Rocky because it's in the trailer. So my thought was, okay, so like, what about all the other planets with life? But like, anyways, let's move past that because I think that's a small hiccup in the grand scheme of things.
It's literally just like it's like a 100 billion black hole sized plot hole. But that's
I guess.
it.
Yeah. Actually, I want to start with this because I need to talk about it first because it's on my mind. Greg Fraser, who I have talked about.
Oh yeah, let's get this out of the way.
I've talked about him many of times on this podcast. I do want to do a deep dive on him now for sure.
Okay.
Because he has, for those that don't know, I love cinematographers. Greg Fraser, in my opinion, is one of the best to ever exist. He has pioneered and invented so many things. One of my favorite stories to tell about him, and I've probably told it on the podcast, but I'm going to tell it again because you're trapped. You can't turn off your iPad. Don't do it. Don't do it. All right, stop. Cool. Anyways, when he was making The Batman with Matt Reeves,
I forgot he was on that. Yeah.
Yeah, he's the cinematographer for it. And you can tell you can tell Greg Fraser's work because he's really, really, really good at low light.
He's really good like that. That opening shot lives in my brain.
Oh, yeah, when he's upside down walking towards the Penguin's car and there's the flames behind him. See, that's the thing is, Greg Fraser's really good at oranges and low-light ambient lighting where the scenes, and you see it a lot in this movie, are lit by natural light. So, like, there's going to be harsh shadows, but it makes sense for the setting. Yeah. And what I like about him and what I respect about him so hard is when he was getting ready to do pre-production for The Batman, he realized that the type of lens that he needed to really capture what he wanted, it didn't fucking exist. So he went off for 6 months and partnered with a company to make anamorphic lenses to shoot the Batman on. He literally fucking made the lenses.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that is to me like, and look, some people that are like big movie fanatics, like, are, whoever might be like, well, other cinematographers do that. And like, yes, you're right. They do, but there's
not
something
to
about
this extent. This
it's
is
the combination
a brand
of his
new novel lens that changed the way many scenes are now being shot. Yes.
And also, I just think that his work, like, and I'm not kidding, Kevin. Like, there was multiple times in this movie where I was like tearing up, not because of the movie, because I was like, this shot is so fucking good.
Yeah.
I think the strongest part of this movie, in my opinion, is the cinematography.
Are we in spoilers already? Are we there?
I think so. If you haven't seen Project Hail Mary and you have 2 hours and 40 minutes to kill, I think this one is worth seeing in theaters. I think this is a big screen movie. I think if you have the ability to go see it in IMAX or like Dolby Cinema, you should. I think it definitely is worth it. I think it's a good time. If you like Interstellar or Ad Astra with Brad Pitt or any of these like science movies that are grounded about space travel, trying to save stuff, Sunshine, I think you'll like this.
Yeah. Here's since we're in spoilers, I'm gonna get into this. So Lord and Miller, which is what I will always call them, so I don't just call them random first names.
Let's
maybe I'll have fun with that. Jose Lord and Castro Miller. They did an interview. They were answering the top 50 questions. They did an interview for Wired with Ryan Gosling and Andy Weir. So it's like 4 guys. They're all answering the questions collectively. They answered the top 50 questions asked about Project Hail Mary by the internet. Some of them were repetitive. It was a very funny video. They had a ton of fun with it. Lord and Miller were talking about one of the scenes that they shot in which Ryan Gosling could not see all of the little astrophage things. Like, you know what scene I'm talking about, where he's in the whatever belt, like the thing, the whatever, I forget what it's fucking
It's
called.
the scientist's name.
I'm
Hang on,
tired. Yeah, the panoptica, the Pacopia, whatever. Anyway, there's a belt of these things as they travel from a star to a planet.
Yeah.
And it has a name based off a scientist, and he's in it. And all of a sudden you can see them, like we can see them, but he can in the movie, but Ryan Gosling couldn't. The rig that they had for this, they had a special lens and then an aquarium in front of that, and then they had someone like playing with the aquarium and like putting water on the front of it and like really messing with like the camera's blur and focus and things like that. And then they had set up these astrophage things on chicken wire, so it was actually a practical shot enhanced and then re-enhanced after in editing. But I love the practicality of that, and I love how in awe every single one of those people was. Like the directors, Ryan, Andy Weir, they were all in awe of this moment that very much Greg Fraser was responsible for.
Oh, absolutely.
And it just goes to highlight like what I'm really like. I'm hyping up your guy now.
Please,
you know, like
do it. Do it.
Because like that's what I thought of when they were telling that story. I'm like, oh well, Greg Fraser. Odie talks about Greg Fraser a lot. This is his work.
Yep.
Even Ryan Gosling was talking about how he's like pretending to be able to see it, and everybody who's behind the camera is like tearing up. They're like, it's so beautiful, and Ryan
That's the
Gosling's
moment
just
I
like
cried.
out there. He's just
I
out
teared
there
up in that.
acting. It's really, really cool, and I love that it was accomplished with practical shots. It wasn't just like Greg Fraser doesn't come in and go, fuck it, we have CGI.
Oh,
you know,
no.
Greg Fraser doesn't come in and go, fuck it, we'll do it in post. You know, like he goes, no. We're going to do this now. Henry Cavill, keep your mustache.
Yeah. You know, there's a shot in this movie, and it's such a simple one.
Hit it.
It's about 3/4 of the way in. They're off the ship in the flashback, and Ryan Gosling's talking to the scientist Strat.
Yep.
The lady in charge of the Project Hail Mary.
Yep.
And they're like near those satellite dishes, and they're up on the thing, and that's when their party's going on. And there's a moment where he walks away, and the camera does a handheld motion where it starts kind of like on its side, and it like lifts itself up, and it has some handheld movement on her back. And then it cuts to a faraway shot, like with her kind of like off-centered. And there's a lot of good moments like that in this movie with the cinematography, where it goes from like a handheld, a little bit of that shake, to these really nice like pulled back shots. Or like what I like about him a lot is he'll go like these really close-up shots and then pull back. And there's just a lot of like variety in the shots, a lot of good angles, a lot of good blocking. Like his shots are so well put together and well thought out. And like, granted, I'm just explaining how cinematographers work in general, but I feel very strongly about Greg Fraser just being at the top of this game in a lot of ways. Yeah,
and to piggyback off that and maybe like, you know, validate what you're saying a little more, in a movie that primarily takes place in the vacuum, the directionless vacuum of space, Greg Fraser continually and Lord Miller continually remind us of that with the angle of a shot. You know, like a shot can begin at any angle because it doesn't matter, because we're in space. And they're not only doing it artistically, they're doing it to remind you, oh yeah, space station. You know, oh, centrifuge. Oh, yeah, we're making gravity. And like the angle, the view, the motion, and the way in which the characters are framed continually not only reminds us, but shows us how space, or as a setting, can kind of feel like a living, breathing thing within the film.
Yeah.
Is that good?
Oh, man.
Did I do a good job?
Yeah, dude.
Thank you.
Like I said, I need to do a deep dive on this man because I know so much about him, and he's just amazing. I want to say what I think there's
Hit
a
me.
surprise in
Go
this
ahead.
movie.
Yeah, keep
And
going.
this is probably the biggest spoiler in my opinion.
Okay.
I like the way this story is structured. It's him in space. He's in an induced coma. He wakes
You mean
up.
you like the Christopher Nolan style?
Yes.
You-
What a
you like-
surprise. Also, Jeff agrees with me that Tenet is like his favorite Christopher Nolan movie, and I love that somebody else has my unpopular opinion.
This episode's dedicated to Jeff, baby.
Jeff. But the story structure is it cuts from him being in space to how he got there. You know, it cuts back to him in getting recruited, and then it'll cut back to like him working on stuff and breakthroughs and yada yada yada. And the entire time, I feel like you're led to believe that at some point he obviously was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go on the trip." Right?
Yep.
Like, 'cause they're kind of building this up. Like, you got to be brave.
Oh,
It's-
yeah.
it's,
Okay,
you know,
yeah,
like
I know where you're
there's
going.
there's crew members that are like, it's not about a gene, it's just about being brave, and like it's just about being brave for somebody, and like everybody's trying to motivate him and like really work him up. And I was like, this is like nice. And then it turns out he didn't volunteer. He got drugged and forced to go.
Yeah.
And I thought that,
I like that a lot.
was so good. I love that at the end he gets tackled and injected and forced to go, even though he doesn't want to.
And this is-
there's that.
Yeah,
And
this
there's
is
that
toward
moment.
the climax of the film.
Yeah, and then you get that moment back in where he's in space where he finally has that memory where he realizes he didn't even want to go, and I love that the powerful like imagery of that, because he's like, "Oh, I didn't want to go, and because I almost didn't, like this wouldn't have succeeded."
I talk about a lot how a movie is well written if even when you guess what is coming up, that you feel rewarded for having guessed, right? And
Absolutely.
that was that moment for me in this movie, because earlier they foreshadow this. And it's very simple. He's talking to Rocky, and Rocky, they're trying to describe the word brave, right? Rocky's like, what does it mean when you sacrifice yourself for the better? And he goes, dumb. And like then types brave into the little language database that he's created for him and Rocky.
Yeah.
But so like he knows the word, but he said something different because he still doesn't feel that way about himself. So the character development hasn't completed. But that earlier shows you that's the actual foreshadowing to, oh yeah, no, he actually didn't want to go on this trip. And then when you see him saying, I don't want to go on this trip, and then he's in the office and he sits down, you can tell by his body language he's about to say it. And I was like, oh, I don't think he actually was brave in this, and is like. So what's cool is then what you realize in the structural revelation of his character's relation to the term brave, because that's really like the hero's journey story that we're telling, is how he learns to be brave so far from home. Is the structural revelation is that like like he didn't make the turnaround 10 years ago when he left Earth. He's making the turnaround because of another being who he was introduced to.
And I think that is really well hidden, because I didn't pick up on that. You know, I feel like with the plot device of him not having all of his memories because of the coma.
Yep.
You know, I think that kind of masks it a little bit, because I definitely think people will pick up on it like you did, but I think there'll be people like me who didn't.
I only picked up on it because that's a writing thing, you know? So, like, for me, because I love when someone has, like, really tricky writing, and, like, a moment like that in a movie makes me go, oh, that word's important.
And that's sick.
Like,
I love that.
Yeah.
And I think, and that's the thing, is, like, I think there's just overall, is this story doing anything groundbreaking? Is it anything, new in the frontier of we got to save our planet by going into space? I would honestly say no, it's nothing that like Interstellar didn't tap on. Again, Ad Astra, which is a really good one with Brad Pitt that I like. Sunshine's more horror towards the end, but like I don't think it does anything like groundbreaking. I think what carries this story and makes it so compelling is, one, cinematography. Two, Ryan Gosling is so good at being funny without trying to be sometimes.
This movie showed us that he could literally just be by himself in a movie.
Exactly. And that's the other thing is, I think
for 2 hours and 30 minutes.
He's with other people sometimes. I think when he's with Carl.
I know, but like
But like I think Ryan Gosling carries this, but I also think the third thing that really makes this movie interesting, even though you know it going in, and I don't think it matters if you do, his relationship with Rocky and the way it develops is so wonderful. Like I love that weird friendship, and I love the ending. And I saw an interview with Ryan Gosling about the puppet for Rocky. And it's, I believe his name is James Ortiz. Hang on. I have the cast up here. James Ortiz is the puppeteer and voice of Rocky. And Ryan Gosling said that as they were trying to figure out the voice for Rocky, because they didn't have anybody cast for it yet, you know, he's on set with James a lot, and James was doing the voice, like, you know, talking to him, because obviously it's played over in the laptop. And it's because that through the course of the movie, while they were trying to find the voice for Rocky and Ryan Gosling and the puppeteer were working together, that's what ended up having James Ortiz be the voice of Rocky, because it just worked with their dynamic on set.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that really shows with the way that he interacts with this, like, rock puppet that honestly looks like a Pokemon.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know?
So a good friend of mine, Lakota, who is a cinematographer, and has worked with Eben Bolter, who worked on Slow Horses, Life of Chuck, The Last of Us, like big stuff. BAFTA award-winning cinematographer, Eben Bolter. Lakota actually posted last night. This is like the last thing I interacted with on social media. Lakota posted that he had just seen this movie. And I immediately messaged him and was like, dude, me too. And yeah, that was really long. Like, both of us agreed it was way too long. But but we both were like talking about how good the cinematography was.
It's
and like
so
Lakota
good.
went and saw it because of Greg Fraser, kind of like what you're talking about.
I like this guy.
You would actually love Lakota. We met forever ago filming a short video with Micah Khan and a few friends of ours. Who like weird circle of friends who are now just off in the world doing cool things. One of the guys from the short is on 9/11 whatever, one of the 9/11 shows.
Oh, 911 Lone
911 shows. Yeah, whatever it is.
Or
yeah.
Nashville or whatever.
Nashville. He's on the Nashville one. But so we were kind of chatting about it this morning, and just like wow, man, that was really beautiful. And Lakota has a really good eye for like lighting, and that's something that I've always known about him. So it was really cool to see him even just kind of fawning over it. I think you're right. These are the biggest strengths of the film. I actually, the thing that we were kind of joking about though, and where I really want to highlight it, I said this is the wholesomest film of 2026. Like it really, like, the film's wholesome. Where I think the film is the strongest is this is a film that you could watch with kids.
Oh, absolutely.
This is a film that you could bring any member of your family to, and like it's appropriate. And Lord and Miller do a really good job of this. They like look at Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, Lego Movie. The Spider-Verse, the movies that they've done are all movies that I think younger people could see and then be like, I love movies, but in a deeper way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I genuinely think that they are making films that are going to impact and help create the next generation of filmmakers.
I think that's true. And like, I think when it comes to this movie, I think it's truly in all ages. I think that the only thing that it has going against it is there are some scenes where I'm like, all right, we don't need to hang on. I mean, like, granted, I love that we're holding a shot because the shots look great.
Yeah.
But there's some scenes that I'm like, we could chop some time off here, guys. Like 2.5+ hours is a long time.
You know what? For as much as I could complain about the runtime of the film, I'm honestly gonna say, in a world of like 1,000,000 hour and 20-minute pieces of shit films, this is actually really great. Like,
no, I mean,
as much as I could complain about the runtime and like holding shots and scenes like that, I would say, like, even though that's the weakest part of the film, it's not that weak.
Well,
like,
that's what
you're saying.
That's what I'm going towards here. It's like, even though I do think this movie's a little long, I think part of that is because I woke up at 4:30 yesterday and I didn't get home until after midnight.
Same, we're on the 4:30 squad.
Yeah, that's a long day, dude.
I can't believe we're both on the 4:30 squad. How did we do this?
Yeah, me,
like,
you, and Nate.
When did we secretly attend a Tony Robbins expose and like just wake up the next day and be like, you gotta go, you gotta grind.
What
squeeze the juice out of life.
Oh, today's the 21st. Oh, I sent my carrier pigeon 3 weeks ago, so you should get it.
I love that.
To let you know I'm on the 4:30 squad.
Perfect.
I think that, and that's why I think this movie stands out for me this year already, is there wasn't, even though I was tired, but there wasn't a moment in this movie where I was like, okay, You know, like every scene, like one of my favorite moments is the montage we get with Carl, who is from The Bear, played by, I have the cast up. It's Lionel Boyce, who plays Marcus, the dessert chef on The Bear. And one of my favorite moments is when I love the setup where he's like, do I have an expense account? And he's like, no, but I do. And there's this montage of them at like Home Depot buying Skittles and duct tape.
So
and, like,
great.
And he's like, the Carl hypothesis. And like their relationship was so fun to watch, even though it was kind of brief.
It's
like,
short.
And there's moments like that throughout, like even when he's doing stuff by himself in the spaceship, or when he's doing stuff with Rocky, or when he's like having these serious grounded moments with the scientist in charge of the project, or when he's walking into meetings and being like, no, I don't want to talk to these people. I don't want to. And whoop, there it is.
Yep.
You know, like there's so many good, like funny moments, serious moments, dramatic moments.
Yeah.
The only thing I will say, and tell me your opinion on this as well. I'm curious. The only thing I say that this movie kind of has going against it is there was never a moment where I didn't think they were going to succeed. I never thought Rocky was going to die. I never thought he was going to die. I never thought they weren't going to save the son. You know what I mean?
Yes. Okay. This isn't about the movie. This is actually what you're getting to. There are two resonating and justifiable complaints about Andy Weir's writing. One, Andy Weir tends to write male characters who have little to no attachment to anything else on Earth. Look at The Martian, right? Look at this movie. Yeah, that's also Andy Weir.
Martian's good too.
The Martian is also a good film, but he writes very good sci-fi. However, this is actually his most toutedly by the community that appreciates his work. This is his most well-rounded male character he's written. Period. So good. However, still little to no attachment. But the other complaint, I will say, and it's not take complaint with like a fucking ocean of salt, like an entire pint glass of nothing but salt water. The other complaint about his work is that he writes optimistic sci-fi, and this is once again in a world full of grim, dark, gritty, like whatever interpretations of everything, right? Like there's a lot of stuff that can feel really dystopian, and we all love that. Like I love me some Warhammer 40K. I love some dystopian sci-fi. However, it's very refreshing to have optimistic sci-fi in our lives. Even though at the beginning of this, I brought up the biggest plot hole of the film, I will still say this is once again, wholesomest film of the year, right? I wasn't looking. I'm going to tack onto your point about this, and then I don't think I really have anything else to say. We can do garbage, bad, fun, good.
I think I have one more thing to say after this.
Okay, good. I don't have anything else to say, so I'm going to shut up and listen to you. But,
okay, cool.
But I would say, when it comes to the optimism within the film, although there wasn't a point that I ever doubted the success of the mission itself, the obstacles that were brought up were meaningful and felt real, and
Agreed.
that was enough tension for me to enjoy it.
I completely agree. And there's a lot of movies where I could be like, I never thought they weren't going to succeed.
Yeah.
I just think in this one, it's a little bit more noticeable for me where I'm like, I know this is going to succeed, but the obstacles they run into and the challenges that they come into and the way they overcome those are all engaging and interesting enough to keep me in.
Also, he's not a superhero. Like, it's not the same
Exactly.
thing as like when you assemble the Avengers and then everyone lives. You know, like
Yeah.
it's not that. It's literally a guy like fighting through things with a super smart alien. You know,
100%.
Also, we didn't talk about the alien enough yet. Like, let's
kind of what I was
Rocky's-
going to talk about next.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's my other thought.
All right, I'm
So
gonna
we're
shut
good.
up and listen to you.
No. If you have thoughts about the alien, because like for one, the puppeteering on it is incredible.
Amazing.
It's so good.
I have a feeling I'm just gonna agree with you. So just go.
Yeah. Two, I think that I already mentioned it once, but I'll mention it again. I think the dynamic between the two of them and how Rocky kind of like thinks he's so much smarter, and he's like I love that he's like, "Are we doing this?" Question. Like, you know
Rocky
what I mean? Like,
is more intelligent than
absolutely.
Ryan Gosling's character.
great.
Let's be real on this. Like, Rocky is more intelligent. Ryan Gosling's character has a couple aha moments, but the alien is clearly the superior life form in this film.
oh, absolutely. I love that And this was in the trailer, and it was kind of a cool thing. I love that Rocky makes all these like little models and uses them to puppeteer stuff. I thought that was so cool.
It.
That was so cool. I love that we actually get to see inside his ship. That was the first thing I was thinking when the ship pulled up. I was like, I hope we get to see inside of that thing. And we did.
That
and it was cool.
scene was so funny and lighthearted when he's in like the suit that Rocky made and he can barely move. I was
so
cracking up.
And the last thing I want to say about Rocky, because this I also did not see coming. I did not foresee at the end of this movie Ryan Gosling ending up on Rocky's home planet in a biosphere dome where he can live with oxygen and stuff while his ship to go home is repaired.
You know
or
what?
Whatever.
Me neither, actually. That actually was a pleasant surprise.
Yeah.
I thought that there was going to be like, and this is where I was like, because I told you earlier, I was like, oh my God, he's turning around. What? There's more of this movie?
Same.
No, go home.
Go home, Ryan.
Go home, Ryan Gosling. There's a German lady who loves you, and she's on a boat in an ice age.
Yeah, but she's old now.
And she's old now. Go see your old lady. Literally. But no, when he turns around and goes to see Rocky, also like I'm glad they never covered this and we don't have to answer this, and I'm sure people are going to ask it. Well, how do the aliens age? Like, I don't care.
Who cares?
It's fine. It doesn't. They live
longer
forever.
than us.
Yeah. They live forever until they don't.
They're rocks. They can live a long time.
Yeah, I like when he goes. I did like the reveal at the end because they're walking on a beach, and I'm like, where is this? This doesn't look like Earth. And then he called it a terrarium, and you see that they've built him an enclosure and have created an atmosphere, and like he lives there. And I was like, you know what? This is nice.
And he teaches school to a bunch of little rock kids.
What
That's
a
cool.
nice way to end the film. The way we began it, right? We came full circle, but in a weird way.
And this is the other thing I want to say that I liked about it, and this is my final thought.
Okay, hit me.
I also appreciate that we don't know how or why the other two crew members on the ship died. They just didn't make it.
Oh, yeah.
And I like that there wasn't some big like, oh, there's actually a gas leak, and if you don't fix it right away, no, it's just they didn't make it.
You know what happened in my mind is he was put in that coma. They had to do what they had to do to like just keep him alive, and that jeopardized their own safety and well-being. Period. They also look older too. I think they also got old enough that maybe surviving in space became untenable for them.
My hypothesis was because he was put in the coma on Earth, and then put on the ship, and they were put on the ship and then put in the coma, that something went wrong there, and their coma didn't stick, and they aged and died.
I could see that.
That was my hypothesis.
That's a good hypothesis. Maybe
but either
it's
way,
in the book. I haven't read the book.
I don't want to because the movie's good. And overall, I think this movie is great. It's going to get a great for me because I had a really good time with it.
Here's what I'm going to give you. I was going to give this movie very good. Like I was prepared to come in and say, this movie is as good as you can be before being great. However, during the course of this conversation, you have convinced me that this movie is deserving of a great.
Yeah.
Yep. It's a great movie. We did it. It's certified greatness.
I mean, look, out of all the movies we've seen this year, how many have been great? 28 years later. And what's the other one?
Exactly 2. This one.
Okay, I was going to say, like,
that's it.
Like,
everything else has been bad so far.
Or good. Or just simply good.
Yeah,
or
everything else has been, like, bad or fine.
Like,
I would
actually
Crime 101? No, Crime 101 was good. That was it.
Oh, How to Make a Killing was good.
How to Make a Killing was good. Yeah, but like
Mercy
nothing's
was garbage.
been great. Mercy was horrible. Mercy, you want to talk dystopian sci-fi? No. I would say the closest thing to this, because I would say for me, 28 Years Later is on the top of the list of films we've seen this year. This is just behind it, and then like in the good category, but behind this is How to Make a Killing.
Yeah, I would agree.
You know, that's my 3 so far.
I would flip. For me, I think this is my favorite movie of the year so far.
Now, next week, we are going to be getting into, and I'm glad we did it this way, and I actually almost messaged you because you were like, when are you seeing Project Hail Mary? And I was like, oh, I thought we were going to see, because Ready or Not, Here I Come came out this week.
I realized that.
It came out this week. But I'm really glad that we saved it for next week, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to go see Ready or Not, and then I'm going to go see They Will Kill You.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about those both.
I'm going to go see both of those.
Next week.
I'm going to go see them back to back,
we're both going to see both movies. Because what's good about that is I can go to Ready or Not after I get out of rehearsal on like a Tuesday, right? And then I can go see They Will Kill You on like Thursday or Friday. So I'm genuinely excited for that. We're getting into that. What's your jam this week, Odie?
Well, I was
Dare
gonna say,
I
also,
ask?
before jams, real quick.
Oh, yeah.
Also, after we do the They Will Kill You, How to Ready or Not 2, we get to go see, and I'm excited
You're
to
talking
watch
about
this movie.
not next week, but next week.
Yeah, April 1st
April 1st.
is
April
Super
Fool's Day.
Mario Galaxy movie.
It's coming out
And
on
I-
April 1st.
I cannot wait for us to talk about that.
Yeah. Little tack on news. You told me this.
Donald Glover is
Donald
Yoshi.
Glover is Yoshi. I didn't know Yoshi said anything other than
Me
Yoshi.
either. So
Um,
this will be
cool.
interesting.
Great.
Can't wait. Jams.
Can't wait. Yeah, jams. What's your
I
jam?
have two for you.
You got
Um,
two.
One Piece season 2. Watched all of it.
I agree.
Incredible.
So I'm not going to include that in mine.
As
you
somebody
watched
who
all
does-
of it?
Oh, dude. Okay, so last weekend was my first weekend. So I went to the wedding 2 weekends ago.
I'm
And
only
then-
3 episodes in.
Yeah, so here's what happened. Sorry, I thought I was going to sneeze. I didn't want to sneeze directly into the mic. That would be rude. So
Okay. All right.
my flight coming back from Florida was on a Sunday, and I was supposed to leave at 6 a.m. and land at 8:30.
Okay.
My flight was completely canceled. So
Whoa.
I didn't land until almost 9 o'clock at night on a Sunday.
Whoa.
Now, I still had to meal prep my lunches because I have to do that. I refuse to eat out during my work week. Like,
Oh,
that's
it
just not
sucks
how I
when you
am.
have to do that. Yeah.
And I really
How
don't have the
people
ability
don't meal
to.
prep just blows my mind.
I also work at hospitals because I work at 5 different ones throughout the week, and I'm not going to go to their cafeteria because literally one of their
Hospital food.
cafeterias, it was like $17 for like a burger and fries. It was insane.
How bad is
Um,
it when the person who's in charge of like overseeing cleanup of things like doesn't want to eat at the cafeteria of a hospital?
I do biohaz, chemotherapy waste, and pharmaceutical waste for their
and
programs.
you don't
like,
want to eat at the hospital cafeteria. You hear that, people?
I don't.
Cafeteria food's that bad at the hospitals.
It's not great. And so, I basically was up till midnight that Sunday, went straight into a work week, and I was
Okay.
like, oh, this last weekend, I was like, I don't have D&D. I don't have anything going on. We're not doing the podcast because we're I was going to record the solo episode. So Saturday, Nate and I sat down and we were like, what do we want to do today? And I was like, I'm going to be honest with you. I just want to watch as much One Piece as I possibly can because I want to do nothing. So I smoked a little bit and we watched all 8 episodes
I love
in the
that.
course of one day.
That's amazing.
And it's so good. It's so fun.
Yep.
I think it's very anime-esque in all the good ways. I think
Yep.
the fight scenes are fun. I think everybody does a great job in it.
Is it 8 episodes again, or is it 10?
8 episodes.
Oh, sweet. I'm
And a
on
lot of them are an
episode 4
hour.
right now.
Yeah, and a lot of them are an hour long.
That's good.
And season 3 is already, I think it's already done filming or in the middle of filming. So we're going to get that a lot sooner than the gap between seasons 1 and season 2.
Yep.
So I am loving it.
They released a statement saying they want to release it as fast as possible, and
Good.
that is great.
Because it's so fun.
great. It's great for the actors. It's great for the show. It's great for catching up to the anime, which is like literally thousands of episodes. But they're doing a good job of like jumping ahead because
Yeah.
where they are right now in the
Mr. 3.
anime would have been like episode 60 something. So like they're already getting close to like where we would be at like episode 100 out
Oh, I
of
think
an
that's good.
1100 plus episode show.
Dude, if One Piece seasons came out like every year, I would love that.
I would love it if he even got like 2 within the course of like less than a year and a half.
Year and a
or
half.
something like
I
that. Yeah,
agree.
that'd be great.
And then my other jam, because we talked about it, and I finally sat down to watch it, I watched War Machine.
Oh.
Alan Richardson fights an alien predator.
the Predator, but a machine versus Alan Richardson.
And look, it is very Predator-esque.
Yeah.
But
we knew that though. We knew that.
yeah, it's fun.
Okay,
I don't know
good.
if it's good. I mean, it might be.
The Predator is great. So you're
Yeah,
comparing
well,
it to the
yeah.
Predator. If compared to the Predator, would you call it fun?
I think it's just a fun, bordering on good
Okay,
movie, but I
cool.
think it stays in fun.
Cool.
It does some things I wasn't expecting.
Okay.
There's actually like, and as a veteran, there's a couple like through lines of military stuff that I'm like, that really hits.
Oh, cool. So they kept up on that because I remember both of us
Yeah.
were like, oh, they're using proper lingo. even in
And
the
it's-
trailer. You know,
What I liked about it, and I think this is the most compelling part, is they don't have, they're on their death walk or death march for the Army Rangers. Now, I don't know a lot about the Army or the Rangers.
okay, yeah.
And so that's not a live fire exercise, but part of that is you have blanks in your gun with the caps on your rifle, and the instructors play the bad guys, and you have to not get ambushed. So like you don't have any actual ammunition. So when they're on this, they don't have any equipment that they can actually
cool.
fight
All
with.
right, that's
And so
cool.
when the alien first shows up, and this is in the trailer, it like wipes out half of the Army Ranger squad and it destroys the radio. They have no weapons. And Alan Richardson's character, who only no names, all numbers, because in Army Ranger school you only get a number, you don't get a name.
Oh, cool.
So
good writing on this so far.
yeah, you
Like,
don't
good
know his
world
name
building.
at all. And I thought that was really, really cool. You don't really learn anybody's names except for like the two, like the colonel and the general in charge, but whatever. And so immediately the radio gets destroyed. I think his number was 87 off the top of my head, and he doesn't want to be a leader, and you kind of find out why he's reluctant to be a leader. He has like a really emotional, tragic backstory that I really loved, and the reveal on it I thought was really well done.
Oh.
And he's kind of forced to be a leader even though he doesn't want to.
So he's got a
But
little
what
like trauma-induced imposter syndrome or something.
Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
And it's in the opening scene. That you find out, like, kind of like you get why, but then there's a reveal later on about what really happened because you're told one thing and then you're shown something else. But one of the through lines that I really liked, and it's not in the trailer, so this is like a small sizzle. There's a character throughout the movie that is the leader, and then they're like at the last minute because they don't want Alan Richardson to really be an Army Ranger because he's kind of a liability, and you kind of find out why. And so they switch him. The leader that's been leading the squad gets put in second, and he's getting put in command, and that other leader gets injured right away. And a big part of the story is he's like, we're getting this guy home no matter what. And it's it's just like really compelling, and it's really good. It's very like, I don't know, I think you should watch it. I think it's worth watching.
It sounds like you think it's like good.
Well, here's the thing. I'm talking about the plot and stuff, and like
okay.
those elements sound good, but there are some things.
Some of
in
the
between,
execution is just like,
and there's also, I will say this because I think you should watch it.
Okay.
Be ready to suspend your disbelief on what a person can physically go through.
Oh,
Because
okay.
there are some moments where I'm like, I don't care how tough
That's
you are.
fine.
You're
It's an
dead.
alien movie. Yeah. All right,
exactly.
all right.
But it's also pretty gruesome.
Okay.
There's a moment where a guy falls down a hill and he like jumps up in the air like because he's rolling, and he lands on a tree that's like sticking out of the ground and like skewers him.
Oh.
Like it's pretty gory.
Classic
it's
skewering, baby.
I think you should, if you have, I think it's like an hour and 40. If you, Netflix movie, I think I think you might have fun with it.
Okay.
And I would love to hear your thoughts on it, honestly.
Okay. Cool.
And those are my jams. Yeah. Sorry, that was a long-winded explanation of that movie, but it's good. It's
it sounds
not
great.
good, but it's fun. You
No,
know.
I love that.
Yeah.
I got two jams. They're both music. Brent Faiyaz, or Fayaz, or however you want to say his last
Brett
name.
Favre?
It's it's F-A-I-Y-A-Z. Brent Faiyaz, as I always call him. I'm probably saying it wrong. I'll look it up later. Released an amazing new album this year, and I forget what it's called, so just go fucking look it up. It's 4 pictures of him. It kind of looks like a Gorillaz album cover. But it's R&B. It's really chill. A lot of the songs, like, he's definitely venturing into a really cool space for him. It's got his vibe, but like he's really like bringing in some new elements on this. So I really like that. And then my big jam, I literally cannot stop listening to it. I very likely, like, I'm almost 100% on this. I'm very likely going to get everything done that I can in the next couple hours and just drive down to New York City. The band Era, who have been around since fucking 2012. This band is coming up on like 15 years of releases. I did not give them enough of a chance when it was like 2013, 2014, 2015. I was kind of getting into them. I had a friend, Mike, who was super into them. He's like, they're like one of my favorite bands. And I remember like listening to them being like, this is cool, but it's not 100% my speed. 2021, they released their self-titled album, Era, E-R-R-A. And the first track, Snowblood, knocked my socks off. I was blown away. Their album before that, Neon, was sick, but like Snowblood really just killed it for me. Their next album after that, called Cure, really solidified them in my mind. They're in like the math metal gent type space, like a lot of breakdown riffs, a lot of crazy insane riffs, screaming, singing. The songs have like a lot of really big punch power, and then when they pull back, they're ethereal and beautiful. So like it's a very dynamic musical experience that is profligated by a sense of like electronic imposition. So like there's some electronic music that kind of weaves its way in there, and that's really cool. They kind of run with that theme. Veil of Maya has done similar things with their albums in recent history, with their album Other, with the letter M at the beginning of it. But Era is really fine-tuning their sound, and this new album, Silence Outlasts the Earth, is a masterpiece. And I'm not putting that I'm not being hyperbolic when I say that. It is a masterpiece from front to back. I have listened to this album on repeat for like 2 weeks now. Or maybe it just came out last Friday. I don't know. But like whenever it came out, I started listening to it, and I have listened to that more than anything else so far this year. If nothing else that like can top this comes out, this will be my most listened to album of the year. I can already tell. The songs that I'll highlight that people should listen to that are absolutely fucking phenomenal. Further Eden is like the big single that they dropped right before the album came out. It has a really cool, like kind of like a dancey type electronic style riff that turns into an amazing breakdown later in the song. The song Cicada Siren, which just is like a sick name for a song to begin with. Highly recommend listening to that. It starts out with a breakdown, but then gets really ethereal. And then at the end of the album, there are 3 songs back to back. So they have 3 movements, 3 songs. One is called 1, The Many Names of God, 2, In the Gut of the Wolf, and 3, I forget what the fuck 3 is called, but those 3 songs ending the album are
Twilight and the Reflection of Dreams.
Twilight and the Reflection of Dreams. They are phenomenal. I could listen to those on repeat for an hour straight and not get sick of them. And so yeah, so Era, like, hats off. I might just have to go see them like today. They're in Irving Plaza tonight at like I'm sure they'll go on at like 9 p.m. So I have from now till 9 p.m. to get down to Irving Plaza to decide whether I'm going, but also to get down to Irving Plaza and watch this band. They're playing with Currents too, who are also like a really sick,
I think you
like
should just go,
post-hardcore band. I think so too. I think I'm gonna.
I think you should. I would.
I have a ton going on, but this might
That's
be
for
the
you.
last chance I have to see a concert before like June. So
Oh wow, that's not that far away though. I forgot you're a concert person though.
I am, but like
Yeah, not
this,
me.
but I have so much going on after this weekend that like I literally might not even get another chance because I'm playing a show.
Yeah.
And then I'm in 2 shows. So yeah. So yeah. I think that's what I'm doing. Big jam though. Anybody who listens to my jams and enjoys them and then messages me, please. Era, the Silence Outlasts the Earth. It's fucking phenomenal.
Hell yeah.
Honestly, with that, what's up?
I was gonna say, honestly, Kevin, you know, I feel like, even though we haven't really done this in a couple weeks, I just wanted to say I had a good time talking to you.
I missed you.
Yeah. Even though we talk
Let's
all
have
the
our own
time.
wholesome moment here, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. I know. I missed this. This was good.
Yeah, it was good. That was good.
yeah.
I'm glad I went to the movie last night, even though I was fucking dead tired.
Me too, man. I left rehearsal and went to it. I
left my date.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, no, I'm really glad. No, I'm glad we're doing this. We're back. It was a nice couple weeks off, unintentional.
I think our breaks
in
are just
many ways.
random throughout the year. You know, like some podcasts will be like, we're taking this month off, and we'll just be like, these 2 weeks we took off.
Yeah, we don't. And what's funny is like we don't have any set like length to the season. There's different formats, right? You know, podcasts like some podcasts will literally record an entire season over the course of 2 weeks and then release them over the course of the next couple months. Some podcasts will record every single week, but it's like kind of you don't even know what you're getting until it comes out. Some record every day. Which is fucking insane to me. That's your full-time job for sure, if that's what you're doing.
I mean, if we got paid to do this, I would record it every day.
I would record something every day. I feel like I feel like we could do content every day. We couldn't do this every day.
Or like Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
We could
release
do
episodes or
this
something.
once a week. We could do something every day.
We could
You
do
know what I
list
mean?
episodes every day.
What's up?
We could do list episodes. Our top 5 favorite fruit and
Not
movies.
just-
Our top 5 favorite dishes.
I feel like if we did every day, we would have like basically there would be like, we wouldn't have a news section to this, right?
Nah,
like we would just
definitely not.
jump right into the review. Because
It'd
the
be daily
news would
news.
come out throughout. Yeah, we could do daily news, but like I don't want to record.
And we would
every
talk
day.
more about TV shows too, probably.
I like you, but not that much.
I don't like you that much. I mean, I like you that much, but oh wait, hang on. Take
I
us out,
like
Kevin.
you
Take us
that
out.
much, but not that often.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Take us out.
With that, everybody, thank you for listening to another episode of the UnPop podcast. Thank you for weathering this absurd
Weathering heights.
existence with us. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, subpoenas, or concerns about our mental health,
Yep.
subpoenas, or you would like us to podcast live at your funeral, please make sure to email mysecretpoweris@gmail.com. Art by Frank Ace. Music by moi. Bye.
Goodbye.
Fuck!